Namaskar,
Yeah,
Pranam,
go ahead.
Father. Thank you for being here. And I want to start right away asking you about viruses. So there is an unprecedented scale of illnesses being seen. Hospitals are apparently overflowing, especially with little children. And there's some of the doctors here say that they have not seen anything like this in the last several years that they have practiced. 25 years even. So what is going on? What are these different strains, influenza A, that is just bearing and overwhelming everybody across the world? I don't know how it is in India, but here in Orange County and in almost entire country, United States, this is what is being seen. So can you throw some light on, evolving strains of viruses, how they come about and what's happening, why little children are getting sick at the scale and intensity they are?
You see, the viruses are not evolving. That's how apparently everyone is seemed to be understanding it. It is just that they are there. They have been there, and you start finding them because your capacity to withstand the onslaught of these various viruses is decreasing. Hence, you start looking for them and say, this is evolving, that is evolving. That's not the case. In its reality, viruses arise from various aspects of our existence. One, all animals release under stress some genetic materials. This is one of the theories that is floating all around, that some parts where there is genetic inclusions due to our way of living and many other aspects. Basically, it is stress related. The stress could be due to food, nutritional stress, or mental stress, or environmental stresses, including light, sound, pollution. All these things are all causes of stress. Especially people have not understood that light, just light, living in the night, light, artificial light itself could be one of the reasons for viral excretion from animals. Especially the nocturnal animals are now being robbed of the nocturnal nature of the planet is reducing. So there may be an animal which is absolutely nocturnal, not getting its nocturnal nature in the forest. I'm not talking about the cities and urban areas and where people are living, who have spoiled the nocturnal nature of the planet for the last maybe 500 years, seriously, we have been spoiling it. So what I'm trying to communicate, people think stress means, I'm not having food, I don't have nutrition, I don't have this, I don't have that. And you create your tensions, urban areas, traffic. These are all very recent. Including humans are under a great stress when they live in night under the artificial lights, be it LED, be it bulbs that we had tungsten bulbs, and now we have different technologically advanced way of producing light, and the spectrum of light is different. So, but our eyes are designed actually to get the energy and work functionally on a reflected light. And we cannot see sun but for the orangish time when the sun is rising in the horizon and setting down himself in the horizon. Of course, he is not rising, he is not going down. It's our earth which is rotating. You see, here we are under the impression that sun is rising. But it is illusion that sun is rising. But we are all brainwashed. The whole human race is brainwashed. Sun rises in the east. That's not true. The reality is different. But then we have accepted. We have mentally been sitting this concept. Okay, that apart. The illusion of sunrise. Only when the sun is in that 7 to 8 minutes, when he's orangish, our eyes can see and our rods and cones click, and a host of various biochemical reactions fall in place in our body, circadian clock and all that, and which creates a very hunky-dory situation, a healthy condition. All these wonderful initial biochemical reactions that have to be set in place will get set, and the immunity, where we are talking about viruses and all that, is also in line with the microbes that are in our gut, producing the resistance, whatever immunoglobulins, T cells, all that host of things that we have been discovering and thinking that they are the parameters for being immune strong. And there are many more actually, like this, I can go on rambling. So now, what are viruses? It's not that just we have viruses, it's that all over the planet, plants have viruses, leaves, the fungal, the bacteria also host some viruses. So because they are the smallest living things. And their lifestyle is different, their life period is different. So they can run around, regenerate, the cycles are faster. All these things are make them very different, but still they are same. There is a DNA or RNA that codes for some enzymes, and then functionally all the life forms on this planet work on the same blueprint. So that's what makes it the entry and going out possible, because essentially the biological process, when it is regenerating, is one and the same. Our DNA also has to replicate to get a new cell, and then there are complex mechanisms keep increasing as the living thing becomes complicated. But essentially it is the same. You keep adding parameters and various biochemical pathways to conglomerately compromise and manage things at different levels. I hope you're all getting what I'm talking. So as simple as the nocturnal nature of the planet being disturbed can generate viruses from not only human beings, from various animals. And there are, I think, 73%, according to my understanding and knowledge, that 73%, I may be wrong, nocturnal nature animals exist on this planet. That means they don't like to be running around in the daytime. They're actually taking rest or doing something else. And we are one among the daylight fellows, because our vision cannot go beyond that. So in the last 500 years, according to me, when we started even just showing the light of just burning a wood, and then that also would have given some disturbance, stress to the animals that are living on the planet. So people wondering, where are these viruses coming from? Which we are creating them. So what do we create? We do not know what the stress is, what is the amount of stress, the parameters depending. So a small piece of DNA or RNA is ejaculated out of the system through nostrils, through anus, or through even sweat sometimes for some animals. There are animals that sweat, there are animals that do not sweat. And I'm just talking about the earthlings. Earthlings, I mean, not the living things in the water, just based on the soil, forests, and this and that. And I hardly think any knowledge is available about the living things under the ocean, because we have no time even to understand what is going on the soil. I think not even 0.5% of knowledge is available for human race about all these things. So whatever...
In the interest of time, your time. So I know you're saying that...
Yeah, I know. But if you don't understand this background, okay. See, you are interested in what is happening in California right now, RSV, influenza 1, influenza 2, all that. But they all pale into nothingness or oblivion when you understand the nature of things properly. See, you are not aware of what I'm talking. You are not even aware of what I'm talking. And you want to understand this small event that is happening to you in California. And it has a long history and long connection of chain of events.
Yes. So it's the
So,
disturbances we've created.
yeah, absolutely. I'm telling you, the disturbance you have created, starting from there right now, you are talking about 5G, which is, see, I'm talking about just what you can see and you cannot see. And now we have zillion different disturbances created due to radar, due to radio waves, due to gamma rays, due to ultraviolet rays, due to magnetic pulses. And we are talking about the hertz variations, 3G, 2G, 5G. You see the disturbance that we are creating, and the environment that living things have to be in is absolutely been forget about the nonsense we have created due to urban living, the traffic, the chemicals, pollutants, and they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And we have been accumulating in the last 500 years, and we are actually enhancing the speed of this accumulation and not giving nature any time to convert these things into, again, normal parameters, which given time, the nature does it. It's not that nature is not going to do it. It is trying very seriously to get back to balance all the time.
Yeah.
And these are the processes that we need to understand. We have been breaking water cycle, we have been breaking carbon cycle, we have been breaking nitrogen cycles. So these are the important reasons why things happen the way they happen at a given point of time. So we need to be aware of all this. This awareness is what can get you the solutions. Because being not aware is the way the human race is conducting themselves. So do not worry about time, but unless you understand that we are responsible, and the technologies have been hastening the process of disturbance and creating stress and strain, not in human beings. I'm not worried at all about human beings. I'm worrying about the whole life forms on this planet, and we are all connected units. We are units, all right, but we are all connected. So you think, oh, I'm sitting here in my home, in my AC room, and you think you are isolated, and you spray some chemicals around, and you think you are going to have immunity. The viruses that we have generated in the last 100 years can surpass all your knowledge and awareness and can come and enter your body. Be it Corona-19 becoming very powerful, which was there. Corona-19 was very much there even for 50, 60 years ago. We have read in our small textbooks, science textbooks in India, and we know about it. It's just that it's multiplying, or in fact, arithmetical progression is gone long back.
Geometric.
So it's all increasing. That's the problem we have. And unless we understand that, we cannot find solutions.
Yeah.
The solutions lie in recreating an atmosphere, at least around your house, around you, what we have been creating stresses, because only that can relieve you. That can give you the strength back into your system. Even if there is a disturbance in the forest and in the ocean, stomach of the ocean, we have created disturbance.
Yes.
That this is a so-called butterfly effect. They call it is called butterfly.
Yes.
That means in somewhere Mexican forest, if there are butterflies whopping their wings, you can actually have some effect or the other. It is positive or negative, because we are all connected. We are all connected.
So what are the solutions?
The solution. The solution is as simple as that. So what does make our immunity strong? We need to understand. Come what may. Come what may. Each unit. See now, for a nocturnal animal, maintaining the nocturnal nature is what creates the strength. So we, as living things, we need to understand. We need to sleep, rather do not work in the night. That means light should not be falling on our skin, eyes, and things. So if you start practicing sleeping in the dark rooms, I'm not saying go and sleep in the, see, outside, you have reflected light in the night. Is a moonlight or starlight. Can you have that kind of reflected light? No, we don't have reflected lights. We have origin of light, lighting our rooms and streets and things. And even if you do not see directly, at least 1 minute a day, you are going to see origin of light. And off late with phones and tablets and all, you are seeing almost 6 to 8 hours of origin of the light. So you yourself are now decreasing your capacity to fight whatever viruses, whether it is RSV, whether it is H1N1, whether it is H5N1. And in fact, now people are going to have this, what do you call, oppressive pressure in the lungs. That means the viruses that are coming can create pressure so that it doesn't allow you to release back carbon dioxide out. The superbugs that we are creating. And we are still talking pneumonia, this and that, because that's all we know. In fact, there can be a viral or bacterial strain that can just suppress carbon dioxide release from your lungs.
Wow. And is that happening?
It is happening. People are not even knowing it.
Yes.
You know, I have seen people just after this vaccination drives, people are just falling down. Just they're talking.
So that's because carbon dioxide is not being released from the body.
Absolutely. It is accumulating in every, because it is not being collected and then allowed to release.
So that's a bacterial strain or a viral strain or a combination of both?
Combination of things. There could be some fungal strains which have evolved. We do not know. And we have no means of even studying these things.
So you could be actually harboring all the pathogens together.
Absolutely. Yeah, why do you think one is working? See, our internal immunity works not just by our immunoglobulins and the bone marrow. There are a lot of gut microbes doing good microbes, symbiotic microbes that provide a lot of parameters, biochemicals, and the time management is done by many of the bacteria and viruses that are living in our tummy, gut microbes, which are actually coordinating with the nervous system that is present around your big intestines and stomach and giving signals to your brain. All these things we are already aware, little bit of it, last say 25, 35 years, which I have been harping on gut microbes and brain connection in the last 25 years. Now people are talking, see, this is the amount of microbes present in our gut, a ratio of symbiotic well-to-do increases, then your pathogenic microbes go down. Their drama gets controlled. So it's not just that your immunoglobulins, your T cells, that all is what matters. It's beyond that. It's beyond that. So how do you function properly? That means you need to understand the natural setup that a human being can be functioning at its best efficiency. So that means sleeping in the night, not having origin of light in your eyes. I mean, from that point, I'm trying to communicate to you that these are the things that you need to mind. And you see, you are not even having enough patience to listen. That means what? We are worried about, oh, this. But unless you prepare your background, unless you make your soil ready for you are not going to get answers. So on that grounds, again, quick reference, quick answers is vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D. The vitamin D part we have already talked, that early morning sun. When you see, that is another important thing. Sleeping in the night without light origin, only reflected light, because our eyes cannot see. Our problem is that we are thinking we have removed that as limitation. Oh, I can be in the night 24/7 partying, floodlights, cricket matches, music concerts. You are all putting yourself in danger. Now, when I tell don't go to parties, don't drink, don't see the lights, don't go to football matches, don't go to baseball matches, would you understand what I'm talking?
Because the connections are broken. Nobody is aware of the
And the
link.
so-called scientists, so-called experts are not at all bothered about these things. They're talking about corona in this shape, it will come and click to you, this to you, that to you. All bullshit, according to me.
Yeah.
Don't mistake me for that word, but that's what is happening. And you're talking, I have created a vaccine that will do this, this. What are you talking? For one virus, there are zillions things going on.
Right.
So you need to, yeah, you see, this is the problem with the so-called scientists, so-called knowledge, because you have forgotten the connections. Unless you being understanding the nature of things, and logic doesn't work here. It is the nature of things. In Sanskrit, it is called tattva. Tattva ko samjho, tark baad aata hai.
I think it's like this, what the solutions, the wrong solutions that are evolving.
Absolutely. It's not solution at all.
Yes.
You are thinking they are solutions because your lab technicians, your so-called super Nobel Prize laureates are talking about it.
It's because people they don't want to disturb the comfort that people have
And
over
that's
time.
That's not what is nature.
Change will be required. You'll have to change something in your life, in your lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. Lifestyle, the way you live, because we have come too far. You see, you can go on dissecting this virus, that virus, that virus. There is a lambda, there is a beta, there is this gene, that gene. All that do not matter because they don't exist. What exists is much bigger problem.
So you think that all these strains can be handled if we have the gut microbes, the right gut microbes, so that their majority, there's a majority.
Their majority. So keep increasing that. So even if you analyze, even if you get 29 or through 330 vaccines, is it any sense that you go on injecting all this, even if they work perfectly? You go on lining up everyone 390 viral vaccines. I'm not talking about they screwed up, they are not functioning. That's a separate, because they're not even having time to test properly.
Yeah.
You take 100 fellows, don't give vaccine, give 100 fellows vaccine, and then check. Only that is the method to check.
So you said sunlight, vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin B.
And vitamin B12, B1, B2, many food gives, but B12, your gut has to make along with your microbes. And the bear gut has to make its B12. Lion gut has to make lion B12. So you cannot say, I have my fish giving me B12 and I'll eat fish. Because the B12 is stored in its one of the organs. To pick that out into your working system is not working. So this is another problem, because these chemical companies or biochemical companies or pharmaceutical companies, whatever names you give, they are ready to sell. And you all think, oh, supplement business, billion, trillion dollar business. And so you're all the so-called knowledge, so-called scientists, so-called upgraded or developed countries are all busy selling these things to everyone on this planet, and claiming that that is the norm.
The B12 our body needs comes from microbes, and you're saying
your gut,
be eating fermented ambali, fermented food,
fermented
specifically
food,
ambali.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
that B12 is manufactured by those microbes for us in our own body.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's why the system we have developed called lifestyle changes. If you keep supplementing or enriching or whatever words you want to put, the microbes that can do the job. And I now and then call in my lectures, he is the doctor within you, 24/7 attending your needs. It's not only that, there are many other factors, cofactors, these microbes help you to synthesize. And time, when and where, how much, all that logistics also are taken care of this wonderful gut
So,
microbes.
Dr. Khader, what about the impact on little children, like this 5-year-olds,
Ah,
6-year-olds? What
no.
is
See,
happening to them?
what is happening is they are being born immune compromised. That means the mother and father, when they were conceiving, the health of the sperm and health of the ovum are all compromised. So you got to get back before you are being subjected to becoming parents. Whether you see in America, no need to marry, you can become parents. But you are parents, whether you are married or not. So both have to mind. Of course, in America, they don't mind about the babies. Baby is thrown out and they go into nurseries, this and that, someone manages. So that's a sad story. I'm talking about even in India, this culture is coming. So in India, Garbha Samskar and Bija Samskar, these are the two concepts. If you want to have a baby, please mind about this. The huge list of things, do's and don'ts, if you want to have a baby. 6 months to 1 year, you need to follow that. Then you are assured of having a baby who is immune strong. You don't need to go to doctor. He will not fall sick. No viruses will attack. Even if they do, that fellow will fight it out and come out like that. And that's how we lived. I never went to doctor, period.
So there are no shortcuts in life, basically.
Absolutely. There is no shortcut for this. So people are always asking me, how do you assure? I don't assure anything. It's your lifestyle. It's the way you do things, make things happen. So, oh, you don't need shots? We don't need any shots. Zillions of births have taken place on this planet for human race. They all have lived. And they were exposed to more microbes than you think.
So if you have to look at the long term,
Now only that is the
human race,
solution.
you
That
have
is
to,
the solution.
yeah, you have to put in place
Those
the not so
parameters.
easy solutions.
They are the easiest actually.
Otherwise, if we go for quicker answers, faster answers, we are putting the race at risk.
Absolutely. And that's what is happening in California. Now, zillions of viruses, and you do not know who has immunity or no immunity. So many kids, now the number of kids compromised, immunity kids are born more nowadays because the parameters have increased. And this is the answer why things are happening. See, now you understand why these things are happening. So if you were not to listen to this background, see, I only talked about one parameter, that is light.
Light, yeah.
That alone has created enough awareness. And now how about other parameters that we are not even aware of? The microwaves, the radio waves, the radar, the zillion other things that are happening. So what can protect us? It is actually the plant culture. It is the plants. It is the different various, and the connection between plants and animals is that they also harbor viruses. They also harbor bacteria, but they do not touch us immediately. But then when you have decoctions, the bacteria and the viruses that they're harboring, when you boil 3 to 4 minutes, they die, but their dead bodies are actually working as antigens for us, for the immune system is being trained. And there are zillion kinds of things in these plant decoctions, which actually resemble very much of many of viruses that animal kingdom presents as and when the stress increases. So the plant system has already made these copies for you. So when you take these decoctions, your body, your immune system, your microbes inside, which do good, are all being trained, war ready, 24/7. You are getting war ready.
So the decoctions,
you see the point?
Yes.
So I'm telling you
are a preferred form, or can they be juiced also? I know people who are juicing giloy, juicing neem.
Yeah, but juicing giloy and all, sometimes you can get viruses and bacteria that are live.
I see.
Which can actually sometimes, that's how actually plant and animal viruses are actually exchanged sometimes. And if you are having the knowledge of the plant materials that we can eat live, that means the earlier knowledge that these viruses, these things, say I have been eating dhania ka patta, that is coriander leaves, for hundreds and thousands of years history is there in our country. That means the live viruses that we take do have some positive effect on us.
Correct.
So now I do not know some leaf, whether that virus, and they are also accumulating different things.
Yes.
So the reason why I ask my patients or living style decoctions, boil 3 to 4 minutes. Then even if there are little alive viruses, they are at a decreased virulence.
Yes. Yes.
So
and
that
you still
we
get the
have
goodness.
absolutely, you still get the good model for our immune system to deal with. So our antibodies are ready and the pathways are ready and they disappear after some time. Again, you need to boost.
Yes.
So once in a month, once in a week, various, and we have actually worked diligently that 7 different plant kingdoms, starting from grass to a huge tree. And that is the logic behind that Saptapatra Kashaya, 7 leaves or 8 leaves. So they are actually harboring various kinds of viral, bacterial, fungal antigens. Antigens supplying antigenicity to create antibodies, and then it is in the memory. So in case, so we have now got a broad range of antibody system trained in our body. And this is the importance of decoctions. And we have spoiled it by coffee drinking, tea drinking habits. The human race has screwed it up.
So related, just quickly, I'm
actually answering your all questions.
So Dr. Khadar, so somebody's asked about salad. So is it okay now, since we are saying that we should avoid raw like leaves juicing, is how good is it advisable to eat raw salad?
Yeah, if you are aware of the salads, that leaves and things, and if you have the knowledge that they have been consumed for a long period of time,
yes,
then you are okay.
Correct. So it is the unknown. It's the unknown. But the leaves that you have listed, for example,
on top of you can eat salads if you have the decoction habit.
I see.
You understand? So even if by chance these guys are harmful to you, you have already trained your immune system.
Correct. So even if there is some harmful pathogen, it will be taken care of in the raw food.
Absolutely. So I'm not for thinking that salads will help us this, that, and all. But actually, the salads is a very funny business because you cannot eat enough to get the nutrition, to get even if you think microbes. How much can you eat? You need to eat 18 kilos of leaves if you want your nutrition and other things to be filled by that. And you cannot eat leaves. You cannot eat vegetables in that large quantities because the ratio of water to material in vegetables, fruits, and these greens is 98% to 95%. I mean, the material is only 5% maximum. So how much can you get from the nutrition from these kind of fellows? So you need to be eating 3 kilos, 5 kilos of these things. So that's not the way you want to go. That's why I'm against all these people. We'll eat salads, we'll eat fruits, we'll drink juices. That is okay for some time because if you're a sick fellow, it works as a diet plan for some time. But that's not the way. Sustainable living lifestyle, you cannot help. That's
so
not going to work.
Your thing is that basically human beings have been designed to eat the right carbohydrates, like grains. That is that should be the bulk of your diet.
Bulk of and the nutrition is filled in those grains. The nutrition is filled in those grains. These 5 grains we have tabulated. You have wonderful balance of all the things. Apart from these grains being nutritional, they are healing because the diseased conditions are completely cleaned up on a daily basis.
Right.
And so just don't talk of nutrition if you want to be healthy. The grains have to be nutritional as well as healing. That means the oxidative stress, the so-called stresses of various kinds that we have talked till now, does create disease in the form of virus or in the form of enzyme being not functioning properly, or a cell not working all right, or whole organelle not working. This is the way disease arises in the body.
Right.
This is the way disease
So
arises.
the cleaning is happening constantly.
The toxic morbid waste accumulation has to be eliminated at the origin of the disease.
So the cleaning is happening and the new cells that are created are healthy. And allow
so that is what
the body in the right
millets do for you.
Yes.
I hope I have answered. I have answered you a huge host of questions.
Yes.
The
and then your protein requirements are also taken care of. Protein obsessed people of today for those.
So all the answers, how disease is generated, it is not just viruses, and all these are actually at the root level, at the chemical level, at the cell level, at the enzyme level, organelle level. All these are toxic morbid waste collection is the disease, whether it is cancer, muscular dystrophy, BP, diabetes, all according to me, disease is the same. Somewhere or the other in this. So, and it is only our understanding.
Or maybe some weakness, whatever weakness there is in somebody. Dr. Khader, your video is gone. Okay. Yeah. So that gets manifested. So maybe my bones are weak or whatever, some joint. So I'll get arthritis. Maybe somebody else's, like, is that the reasoning? Like it is the
the diseased condition transcribes itself into bone problem or brain problem or lungs problem. But the disease generation is the same, that energy, negative energy that we are creating due to stress, whatever stress it is, oxidative stress, light stress, work stress, pollution stress. It is the stress that creates.
Basically stress. Stress is paramount here.
Which is in different forms.
Yes.
Whether it is electronic stress or light stress, pollution stress, all this. So that disease. So to eliminate the stress and stress-related toxicity should be the essence and paramount characteristic of a food.
Yes.
And you understand now how we eliminate disease at the root level. Hence, the millets are nutritional as well as healing. And no other grains fit this bill.
Yes. Okay, Dr. Khader, thank you. So I want to now take on, I think there is a lot of clarity. It's definitely clarity about the viruses, but because I would love to talk more.
Let me tell you, first point is vitamin B, vitamin C. And vitamin C is something no one can give you other than nature. Just all this ascorbic acid, citric acid, tartaric acid, all these things that taste sour, alpha hydroxy carbolic acids.
Yeah.
And that's why you are better off every day consuming one orange or one strawberry. I'm talking about American conditions, or pineapple or avocado, like that.
Yeah.
And in India, we have a wonderful culture of pickles. Even a common man gets this fulfilled. So imagine, this is the scene for you. Make ambali, come here, get up in the morning, sit in the orange sun, along with the pickle, eat. Okay. Have a small straw.
Eat the pickle in the morning.
Along with
the sun. Okay.
The sun and the khamir. And that is a complete system for you to avoid any viral attacks. Vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D. Can you actually make a beautiful
pictorial depiction?
Pictorial depiction. That's it. That's the answer for all your viral questions.
Okay. Okay. Now I want to move to questions that people have. So please let's go through them. So there is Vijay Bhargav who lost one kidney due to cancer. And the second kidney has some tiny cysts, sub-centimeter cortical lesions. And then he has some inguinal hernias as well, small bilateral inguinal hernias. So he wants to know, is it safe for me to follow the Sridhanya millet diet, and any precautions needed to take, that he needs to take to avoid the stone formation? If you're
Yeah,
there, Vijay, you can also come
yeah.
in. You can say.
Kidney cleaning protocol is given in the book, which I have sent you.
Yes.
And start with Ambali for 4 to 5 weeks, all the 3 times.
Okay.
Then the body gets primed, and then you can switch to different dishes of the Sridhanya,
Okay.
and
And how
everything will fall in place. Yes.
to avoid the stone formation?
Oh, that kidney cleaning protocol itself avoids the decoctions and things like that.
Okay. Now there
And
was
the decoctions have a double-edged, not double-edged, 3-4 benefits. One is the what we have talked about. Another is depending upon each decoction can also release its characteristic chemicals that are soluble in water, that are very good for many of the human biological antioxidants. Phytochemicals work wonders. Specifically, organ-specific decoctions are given. That's how our protocols are designed, with a lot of knowledge about the nature of the decoction and the viral and bacterial, all that, everything calculated. And decoctions also help people to give a soothing effect. And we advise to take the palm jaggery, fishtail palm jaggery, silver date palm jaggery. These wonderful jaggeries solutions have a lot of salt balancing act. So it gives you health in that direction also.
okay. Thank you. Now the next question is, any insight on heavy vaginal bleeding for 1 month? The person is not in menopause and she is 45 years old.
Yeah, they have to just follow the hormonal imbalance protocol, as simple as that.
Okay.
Because it could be due to infections in the endometrium, infection in the urinary tract infection. So all that fundamental reason is hormonal imbalance, which would have caused fibroidal, endometrial, all these things. And it could be hormonal. Everything will fall in place once they follow the hormonal imbalance protocol.
Okay. Now,
And especially mint and ficus leaves have the capacity to help in an acute condition if they take the decoctions. Mint decoction and ficus, any ficus auriculator, you have a lot of ficus trees around in your
so
that
it need
leaf
not be the
decoction.
people of India, that they can be other,
People of
yeah,
any
ficus is
ficus,
people. Yeah.
ficus, yeah, I mean various kinds are there. Okay, ficus religiosa, ficus, all that will work.
Okay.
So they have immediate effect of helping the hemorrhages from vaginal walls. Yeah.
How long does it take, Dr. Khader, for if
3
somebody
to
is
5 days.
oh,
3 to 5
really?
days.
For
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bleeding to stop and for the
Yes.
effects to start showing? Okay.
No,
And
it gives you room. By the time then you can go to a doctor and then start worrying.
okay. And does kashayam once a day or like 3 times or 2 times?
Once a day. No, in that acute condition, you might have to repeat 2-3 times.
Okay, the same one.
But hormonal imbalance protocol, if you follow regularly, you will completely come out of that condition permanently.
Okay. So now next question is, like a Kenyan friend told me that her elders used to tell her that fruit and grain should be consumed at the same time. Any idea why? Oh, should not.
No. No. There is nothing. All these fellows have a lot of funny rules. There is no rule. It is food. You
Okay.
can consume along with grains or before grains or after grains. A lot of people have, oh, you have to eat fruits only now and then don't eat all that. It doesn't make any difference. According to me, you want not to eat grains at all, just once fruits alone, fine, no problem.
Okay.
And you have some fruits go along well with grains, some do not.
Yeah.
So And there are many individual preferences. Some people, if you just mix banana with rice, they get vomiting. I mean, just let them not eat. That doesn't mean I cannot eat. Or some people mix mango with rice and eat. Some people cannot eat. So it's all individual. It's all cultural practices.
Okay.
Actually, I'll tell you one very nice joke. This is not a joke. It's a very serious thing, but it's a very beautiful example. I went and lived in Baroda for some time, so there used to be a wonderful, beautiful boy and girl living in the next. They came to my house. So whenever they come, I used to give them fruit or whatever we make. They're very nice boys. I love them and they eat. And then that boy asked me, give me water. In Gujarati, he's a Gujarati fellow. Then I didn't have a glass tumbler. I had a katori where you give small sweet or things like that.
Yes.
I took water and gave that katori full of water to the boy. That fellow, Pani katori mein? He refused to drink pani in katori mein. See how he is brainwashed. That water means conditioned. So he refused drinking water. Katori mein pani pita hai aap log. Buddhuram, that is the expression he gave me.
Yeah.
Amazing. That
we become so set in our ways. So difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. So his expression you should have seen. Incredible. I mean, it is etched in my memory. And that is the effect of conditioning, cultural practices. So don't get stuck with this kind of, for me, it's a learning experience, how deep it is. And then I sat one full day in meditation and figured out what are these kinds of things in my body, my mind, my system left. And once I was aware, I was released. In fact, every time he was my guru for that particular,
So you meditated upon what you were stuck with.
What I was stuck with, that like the boy he was.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. In fact, that moment I released so much negativity in my body. That one moment of that boy expression, Katori mein. Oh my God, I went into deep meditative living. I was living, I never sit and meditate, but whole 3-4 days, I'm just searching. And it released me so much. In fact, it's one of my turning points in my life is that particular boy. Incredible. So that itself can make you healthy. When you release this bondages, conditioning, just become free. When you are free, systems are much more light.
Yeah.
I hope I have answered your questions.
Yes.
A very deep answer.
Absolutely. Now, can recessed gums be reversed? How can we make teeth strong, teeth issues,
I have had a lot of people come to me and tell this, and just following the teeth protocol has put them, thousands of people straight. They have stopped going to dental fellows and all that. And don't mistake me, again a joke. One fellow says, sir, I've been going to these dental fellows, I have become a mental fellow.
Okay, the next one. So the gums can be healed and reversal can happen if somebody has that.
It may take some time, but it does happen. I have seen many cases.
Now, have you seen success with type 1 diabetes children? Is it fair?
Hundreds and hundreds.
Insulin.
Hundreds and hundreds.
Type 1.
They have completely off their insulin, and absolutely HbA1c below 7. They're doing fine.
So with the diabetes protocol? With
hormone imbalance protocol.
I see. And those beta cells can be repaired, right? The pancreatic.
Absolutely.
Now, is Crohn's cured and reversed with millets and decoctions?
Thousands and thousands of cases.
Okay. There is a person who just joined. He's been having bleeding from the intestines.
Yeah, but they can go to a
Ulcerative
good homeo
colitis.
doctor. Homeo doctor can help in a matter of 2 months. They can fix it, and then follow this, and completely you're out.
Then or do it simultaneously?
No, start together.
Okay.
A good homeo doctor can fix the problem immediately. I mean, acute conditions can be come out in a matter of 2 months.
Okay.
We have done as a homeopathy. My daughter has fixed hundreds and thousands of fellows, but we also supply them this protocol and they are fine.
Yes. So they can consult
Crohn's,
you?
IBS, all this GERD, GERD, all that, they're all names for us.
So to consult you or Dr. Sarla, they have to go to Mysore.
Of course, we have no online consultations.
Yes. Okay. Can you suggest something for hyperthyroidism, not hypo?
Now that's again hormone imbalance. Follow the same protocol, it gets fixed.
Okay.
See, these millet protocols are regulative. They regulate things. That doesn't mean hypo, anything is okay. It's the disturbance. So it gets fixed. So you are fat, you can be brought back. You are thin, you can put on weight. The same millets work.
And so this
On
is
that, Chavi, excuse me, on that, I would like to ask you something. You know, a friend of mine, the couple who had come to meet you here in California when you came here, they started eating ambali and eating millets all the time and stuff, and they love it. In fact, the taste and everything.
Yes.
But they had a issue that they got too much gas and I don't know, diarrhea, some sort of a. They said it didn't tally with them. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, that could be food infection. I mean, some infection while they're cooking or something like that. That should have gone after some time. Maybe they are not having the vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, that particular things fulfilled. See, most of the people eat, drink all that, but they don't go to the sun. The sun part is missing in many people's protocol. I mean, people, we have written down.
So the millets can affect the body that way? If
not millets affecting, it is their problem.
Okay.
Millets do not affect anyone.
Okay, so it is not the cause of gas and stuff like that.
It's not the cause. It is something missing in their system. Millets do not cause gas. In fact, we have cured many people from gastric issues.
Okay.
So ask them to follow the gastric protocol. There are other things required for that.
Okay, I'll tell them. Thank you.
So somebody is saying their millets sugar levels spiked when they ate millets. That's not possible.
They must have eaten something else along with it. An ice cream or a coffee or a tea. And, you know, there are some people like in India, specific Vaisya community is there. They eat their food. They eat with millets only. But at the end of the meal, they take a fistful of groundnuts, nicely masala it and then eat it. So when you eat a fistful of groundnuts, your sugar levels spike up because all the lentils can help you spike your sugar. People think pulses have protein. They also have got 60% of carbohydrate, which is uncontrolled and floods your blood sugar levels.
I see. So you have to eat it in only a certain amount.
That's why we keep telling, eat your pulses half fistful a day, don't beyond that.
Yes.
With millet food also.
I see.
Because they have no control. They release their glucose.
Correct. That's an important point.
Yes.
You know, I have another issue. Chavi, excuse me, please. I went to Chile, South America recently, and I kept talking about these millets and telling them to eat millets and all. The problem is in their country, they're not able to get millets. What do? That's my brother and my family's issue. What do we do?
Give them the seeds. Let them grow. We need to start from scratch.
Oh.
Okay, the next question, Dr. Khader, schizophrenia. What is the answer for there are people who are
There's a protocol, madam. Mental
Yes.
illnesses, all that we have worked out. Many schizophrenic conditioned patients have come out of it. We have 2 pages specifically for that.
And for vitamin D, people in the cold countries, like this has already been answered, but I'm still quickly going through it. So what do we, their level is 9. So what should this person
Yeah,
do?
they need to eat mushrooms, dried mushrooms,
Sun-dried
when they have sun-dried mushrooms. That is the old northern hemisphere countries are the ones which taught this technique.
Yes. So
somewhere in north, yeah.
Even
now, even today, Alaska, some tribal people are doing that.
Yeah. So in India, the water has a very high TDS in many places, right? And your protocols say not to use the RO and the UV filter, but only copper. So does the copper take care of the impurities and the TDS or?
No. TDS has to be maintained between 100 and 250. So you can do RO business, everything, but still you got to make sure you have your water with TDS of, and so you need to get some good coconut water or something like that and mix and make that TDS come to that. If it is RO, TDS is 30, 20, then the salts are being pulled out of your cells when you drink water, and that causes salt imbalance, and then you have more host of diseases. So that's what we are talking. We are telling copper does not restore TDS values. There is nothing to do with that.
Correct.
It is to do with your viral, bacterial, which are infectious, pathogenic, and structure the water. Remove the...
So they can use the RO and control the TDS and then use the copper.
Absolutely. So check TDS between 100 and 200 or 250 is also okay. If that is there, then you use that water for copper plate processing. Put a copper plate and that you use for your cooking and drinking.
And then whatever is not good in the water will be taken off by the copper.
True. Absolutely. And this RO and other techniques disturb the structure of water. So you restructure the water.
Okay. And soya chunks, somebody is asking, is it good?
Please stop it. Soya is not good. It is glyphosate ridden. It is GMO. Don't touch soya. Soya word itself remove from your body. Katori mein, like that you should ask. Soya is completely out of.
Dates are okay.
Okay if it is natural, but the processed dates are all completely sprayed with atomized sugar syrup. That's how they taste, everything tastes the same. So I don't want to eat any dates that are available in your country.
Okay. Now this question has been many times, the kashayam, so many are not available. Is it okay to use dried leaves from India? And
no. I gave you the answer, such a scientific reasoning why you should not use dried.
And we have to find the equivalents of those.
I have given you the books. Leaves kashayam for America. What are the kashayams?
Are microgreens
pine leaves?
Microgreens
microgreens are not good. They are all aquatic and they are grown artificially. If you have soil, you can grow yourself naturally, then it's okay.
Okay. And oats are okay to consume?
Oats is another grain. It is a neutral grain. That's somewhere from Australia or something. So you can eat. Processed oats are not good. They have some chemicals.
Okay.
Yeah. No, oats are okay. I'm not against oats. But if you grow and eat, it's good. Okay. They are neutral grains, like finger millet.
Okay.
They are not millets, but something. They have good fiber, 2 or 3% fiber is there, and it's okay.
Okay.
But they are not healing grains.
Yes. And radish juice in your protocols, is it white radish or small red ones are okay?
Any radish is fine.
Yeah. And carrot juice also you have, beetroot juice, but is that okay for somebody who has diabetes, carrot and beet juice?
Yeah. No, absolutely no problem. If you're on a diabetic, millet Mild, no problems.
Okay. What is the difference between the Sandha namak, rock salt, and Himalayan salt?
Don't worry about it. Just take any salt is okay. There's a very minute differences. These people are commercial fellows making hullabulla out of it.
And this last question, difference between ambali and fermented rice. How is ambali better than fermented rice water?
Because the diversified bacteria that we generate, harbor, is much, much different. This rice is just carbohydrate. So the amount of variations, the diversity of microbes is absolutely no comparison.
Okay. All right. So that is it. We have gone through all the questions. Thank you so much. And
Chavi, can I
that-
ask one last question?
Okay.
I know, doctor, you have answered this many times. Can you just repeat it one more time? What is the cure for those people who are worried that they have taken not only vaccine, but even the booster shot? I have not taken any vaccine, but someone is asking this question, that what do I do now that I have taken boosters? I'm feeling very weak after these vaccinations. How do I get rid of this from my body? What do I do? What should I take?
The Corona handbook has answered that. And of course, immediate antidoting has to be done. Mancinella 200 and Tuja 200, homeopathy medicines. I have told Chavi
I
Chawla.
remember that. Yes, Mancinella.
I've sent her the booklet again.
Okay.
The
I'll
answer
take it
is
from her
yes.
and pass it on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Please.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Dr.
good day.
Kadir. You too. Thank you. Namaskar.
And the booklets, please circulate to everyone. The ones I
yes.
have sent.
Definitely. I will.
So nice.
Thank
Thank you.
you.